You will manifest what you are truly focused on. Shift your reality with Stoicism. Welcome back to Stoic in Your Life. Today we're diving deep into a powerful principle that could completely transform your existence. You will manifest what you are truly focused on. Imagine living a life where your mind is not a battleground for external chaos, but a serene oasis of clarity and purpose. A life where every thought you entertain, every intention you set, aligns perfectly with the reality you want to create. This is not a distant dream. This is the practical application of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided countless souls towards inner peace and self-mastery. Think about it. What would your life look like if you could shift your reality simply by changing your focus? By embracing Stoic principles, you learn to detach from what you cannot control and channel your energy toward what truly matters: your thoughts, your actions, and your inner resilience. Today we will uncover how the Stoics teach us to turn our focus inward, to cultivate a mindset that not only withstands the storms of life, but thrives amidst them. We'll discuss practical steps to manifest the life you desire by mastering your mind and aligning your inner world with your highest intentions. So, are you ready to take that leap and shape your destiny with the timeless wisdom of Stoicism? Drop a comment below and share how you plan to apply these teachings in your life. Let's start a conversation about how we can transform our realities together and become the architects of our fate. 1. Harnessing focus. Stoic methods to shape your life. In a world full of distractions, the ability to control your focus is nothing short of a superpower. Imagine if you could harness the power of your mind to shape your reality, bending it to your will through sheer concentration. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has guided great leaders and thinkers for centuries, teaches us exactly how to do that. Today, we're going to delve deep into the Stoic methods that can help you master your focus, allowing you to manifest a life that truly reflects your inner values and aspirations. As Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of Rome, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let's uncover how you can wield this strength to transform your life. To harness focus effectively, we must first understand that our reality is shaped not by external circumstances, but by our internal responses to them. This fundamental Stoic principle reminds us that while we cannot control everything that happens around us, we have complete dominion over how we perceive and react to these events. Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic focus, directing our mental energy toward what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. In today's fast-paced world, this might sound easier said than done, but Stoicism provides us with practical tools to achieve this mindset. One of the core practices in Stoicism is the discipline of assent, which involves scrutinizing every impression or thought that enters our minds before accepting it as truth. In modern terms, think of it as a mental filtering process, much like sorting your email inbox. Only the important constructive messages get your attention, the rest are swiftly discarded. By practicing this mental discipline, you build a fortress around your focus, allowing only thoughts and impressions that align with your values to penetrate. This practice is crucial in a world where information overload is the norm, where social media, news, and endless notifications constantly vie for your attention. By consciously deciding which thoughts to entertain, you are already one step ahead in shaping your reality. The Stoics also believed in the power of visualization, a technique that many successful individuals still use today. However, their version was not about imagining a perfect future, but about vividly envisioning the challenges and obstacles they might face. Marcus Aurelius called this premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. By preparing their minds for the worst, they fortified their resolve to remain unshaken when adversity struck. In contemporary life, this practice can be a game changer. For instance, Before a critical business meeting, instead of just imagining a smooth presentation, consider the tough questions that might be thrown at you, the technical glitches that could occur, or the momentary lapses in concentration. By visualizing these potential setbacks, you prepare your mind to remain focused and composed, regardless of what happens. As the Stoics knew well, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us the importance of living in accordance with our nature, which means aligning our actions with our inner virtues and values. This alignment is crucial because it helps us focus on what truly matters, stripping away the trivialities that often consume our time and energy. Think about how often we get caught up in office politics, pointless arguments, or the relentless pursuit of material wealth, believing these to be markers of success or happiness. The Stoics would argue that such pursuits are distractions from our true purpose. Instead, they encourage us to ask ourselves daily, is this essential? This question, recommended by Epictetus, serves as a powerful tool to cut through the noise of daily life and zero in on what genuinely contributes to our personal growth and well-being. In today's context, asking yourself this question can lead to more focused, intentional living, helping you direct your energy toward what truly aligns with your goals and values. Another essential Stoic practice is the idea of amor fati, or the love of fate. This concept urges us to embrace everything that happens to us, good or bad, as necessary parts of our journey. It's about finding opportunity in adversity and seeing every event as a step toward self-improvement. In practical terms, this means that even setbacks or failures can be valuable lessons if you choose to perceive them that way. Imagine being passed over for a promotion or facing a personal setback. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, use it as a chance to reassess your approach, sharpen your skills, or even change your direction. By focusing on what you can learn and how you can grow from each experience, you shift your reality from one of victimhood to one of empowerment and resilience. In addition, the Stoics emphasized the importance of community and the support of like-minded individuals. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher and advisor to Emperor Nero, noted that we are born for cooperation, not isolation. In a world increasingly characterized by individualism and competition, Stoicism reminds us of the power of collective focus. By surrounding yourself with people who share your values and vision, you create a supportive network that reinforces your focus and keeps you aligned with your true self. Whether it's a mastermind group, a professional network, or simply friends who hold you accountable, these connections are invaluable in maintaining your focus on what matters most. Finally, Stoicism is about the constant practice of self-reflection and self-improvement. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This suggests that our character and our reality are shaped by the quality of our thoughts. Regularly reflecting on your thoughts and actions ensures that you remain focused on your personal growth and ethical development. It's not enough to merely aspire to be a better version of yourself. You must actively work toward it every day. In modern terms, this might mean journaling your thoughts, seeking feedback, or setting regular goals for self-improvement. By staying committed to this practice, you continuously refine your focus, ensuring that your actions are always in harmony with your values. The Stoic methods of focus are not about shutting out the world, but about engaging with it in a way that is aligned with your true self. By mastering the discipline of assent, practicing visualization, aligning with your inner virtues, embracing the love of fate, fostering supportive communities, and committing to self-reflection, you can transform your focus into a powerful tool that shapes your reality. Remember, as Epictetus wisely said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Your focus is the compass that guides your journey. By mastering it, you can navigate the path to a life that is truly yours. 2. Mindful thinking. Stoic insights on reality creation. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to glide through life, unaffected by challenges, while others are constantly thrown off course? The answer lies not in luck or external circumstances, but in a fundamental principle that the Stoics taught centuries ago. Reality is shaped not by the world around us, but by the world within us. This idea is central to Stoic philosophy, which teaches that our thoughts are the architects of our lives. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, famously wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, our inner dialogue, the thoughts we entertain, and the beliefs we hold are the true creators of our reality. But how do we apply this wisdom in our modern, hectic lives, where distractions are constant and negativity often prevails? The Stoics offer a timeless answer: mindful thinking. Mindful thinking is not about ignoring the chaos around you, but about choosing your response to it. Think about your daily routine. How often do you find yourself reacting impulsively to a rude email, a negative comment, or a piece of bad news? Every time you react without thought, you give away your power to shape your reality. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is the crux of mindful thinking, reclaiming your power by consciously choosing how you interpret and respond to life's events. It's about stepping back from the immediacy of your reactions and examining them with a calm, rational mind. And in today's world, filled with endless notifications and distractions, mastering this skill is more critical than ever. Let's consider a story from modern life that illustrates this principle. Imagine you're driving home after a long day at work, already exhausted and eager to get home. Suddenly, another driver cuts you off, nearly causing an accident. Your initial reaction might be anger, maybe even rage. You feel your heart rate spike, your palms sweat, and your mind races with thoughts of what you'd like to say to that reckless driver. But then, you remember the teachings of the Stoics. You take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this situation within my control? The answer, of course, is no. The other driver's actions are beyond your influence. What you can control, however, is your reaction. By shifting your focus away from anger and toward a more constructive response, perhaps gratitude that you avoided an accident or compassion, considering that the other driver might be rushing to an emergency, you reclaim your peace of mind. This shift in perspective transforms a potentially stressful situation into an opportunity for growth and self-mastery. This story illustrates a powerful aspect of Stoic practice, the dichotomy of control. The Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and let go of what we cannot, like the actions of others or the outcome of events. This simple yet profound distinction can dramatically change how we experience the world. By focusing only on what you can control, you reduce stress and anxiety, allowing yourself to maintain a calm, focused mind no matter what life throws at you. Consider how this principle could transform your daily interactions. What would happen if, instead of stressing over things beyond your control, you redirected that energy toward improving yourself and your immediate surroundings? Could you find more peace, more clarity, and more purpose in your daily life? Mindful thinking also involves a practice called negative visualization, a technique the Stoics used to prepare for life's inevitable setbacks. They would spend time each day imagining the worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on negativity, but to inoculate themselves against fear and anxiety. By facing their fears in their minds, they were better prepared to handle them in reality. In a modern context, you can practice this technique before a big presentation at work. Picture everything that could go wrong. Your slides might fail, a tough question might stump you, or you might lose your train of thought. By rehearsing these scenarios in your mind, you reduce their power over you. When you step into the actual presentation, you do so with a calm, prepared mind, ready for anything. This practice isn't about being pessimistic. It's about building resilience and mental toughness, ensuring you're not easily shaken by life's uncertainties. But mindful thinking is not just about handling adversity. It's also about actively creating the life you desire. The Stoics believed that to create a good life, one must live in accordance with nature and reason, aligning one's actions with one's values. This alignment is crucial because it ensures that your actions are driven by purpose and intention, not by impulse or emotion. In today's world, this means regularly reflecting on your goals and values and making sure your daily actions align with them. Are you living in a way that reflects your highest ideals? Are your daily habits moving you closer to the person you want to become? These questions are vital because they help you stay focused on what truly matters, cutting through the noise of modern life to maintain a clear sense of direction and purpose. Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This quote reminds us that much of our pain and suffering comes not from external events but from our internal reactions and interpretations. By practicing mindful thinking, you can reduce unnecessary suffering by keeping your mind focused on the present moment, free from the anxieties and fears that often cloud your judgment. Imagine how much more fulfilling your life could be if you could eliminate this mental clutter and focus solely on what matters. How might your relationships improve if you approached them with a calm, focused mind? How might your career flourish if you directed your energy toward meaningful work instead of worrying about things beyond your control? The Stoic practice of mindful thinking offers a powerful tool for shaping your reality. By learning to control your thoughts and reactions, focusing on what you can control, and aligning your actions with your values, you can create a life that is not only more peaceful, but also more purposeful and fulfilling. Remember, as Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The power to create your reality lies within you. By practicing mindful thinking, you take the first step toward unlocking that power, transforming not only your perception of the world, but also your place within it. So, the next time life throws a challenge your way, pause, reflect, and choose your response wisely. In doing so, you'll not only navigate life's storms more calmly, but also steer your ship toward the shores of your true desires and potential. 3. Living in the now, the Stoic way to transform life. Think about a life where you are fully present, not haunted by the past or worried about the future. A life where you can fully embrace each moment with clarity and purpose. This is the essence of living in the now, a concept deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy that has the power to transform your life. The Stoics, wise thinkers of ancient times, believed that the present moment is the only time truly within our control, and it is by focusing on the now that we can find peace and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us, confine yourself to the present. But how often do we really do that? How often are our minds instead pulled in 1,000 directions, lost in regrets over the past or anxieties about what might come next? The reality is, most of us spend a significant amount of our lives outside the present, either replaying past mistakes or anticipating future problems. This constant mental time travel prevents us from fully experiencing life as it unfolds, leading to stress, dissatisfaction, and a sense of being unfulfilled. So, how can we shift our focus back to the now, and what benefits can we expect from such a shift? The first step to living in the now, according to Stoic teachings, is to recognize that the past and the future are beyond our control. What has happened is done and cannot be changed, no matter how much we dwell on it. Similarly, the future is uncertain, shaped by countless variables outside our influence. The only thing we can control is our response to the present moment. Epictetus, another influential Stoic philosopher, said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them." This insight reveals that it is not the events themselves that cause us distress, but our interpretations and reactions to them. By training ourselves to focus on the present, we can break free from the grip of regret and anxiety, and instead, respond to each moment with wisdom and composure. But how do we cultivate this focus on the present in a practical sense? What steps can we take today to start living more fully in the now? One powerful Stoic practice is the art of mindfulness, which involves paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and actions in the moment, without judgment or distraction. This doesn't mean you ignore the past or future entirely, but rather, you observe them without letting them control you. For example, if you find yourself worrying about an upcoming presentation or replaying a past argument in your mind, you can gently bring your focus back to the present moment. Notice your breath, the sensations in your body, and the sounds around you. By grounding yourself in the now, you create space between yourself and your thoughts, allowing you to see them for what they are, fleeting mental events rather than concrete realities. This practice can be especially helpful in high-stress situations. Imagine being in a heated meeting where emotions are running high. Instead of getting caught up in the tension, take a moment to center yourself, take a deep breath, and focus on the present. This not only helps you stay calm, but also enables you to respond more thoughtfully and effectively. Can you see how shifting your focus to the present could change the way you handle daily challenges and interactions? Living in the now also requires letting go of the need to control everything. Seneca, a renowned Stoic thinker, taught that it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. This wisdom speaks directly to our modern obsession with accumulating more achievements, more possessions, more status. But this craving for more pulls us out of the present and into a future that is always just out of reach, leaving us perpetually dissatisfied. By focusing on the now, we can appreciate what we already have and find contentment in our current circumstances. Consider this. How often do you find yourself thinking, "I'll be happy when you get that promotion, lose that weight, buy that house"? The truth is, happiness is not a destination, but a state of mind that can only be cultivated in the present moment. By learning to be fully present and grateful for what we have right now, we shift our mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Another crucial aspect of living in the now, according to Stoic philosophy, is accepting the natural flow of life, including its inevitable ups and downs. Life is filled with events we cannot predict or control, unexpected opportunities, unforeseen challenges, moments of joy, and periods of sorrow. Instead of resisting these experiences or wishing they were different, the Stoics advise us to accept them as they are and learn from them. This acceptance is not about passive resignation, but about embracing life's impermanence and finding meaning in every moment, no matter how mundane or extraordinary. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to adapt yourself to the life you have been given, suggesting that true wisdom lies in making the most of whatever comes our way. In practice, this might mean finding patience in a long line at the grocery store, seeing a difficult conversation as a chance for growth, or viewing a setback as an opportunity to develop resilience. When was the last time you looked at a challenge and saw it as a gift rather than a burden? How might this shift in perspective change the way you experience life's inevitable ups and downs? In our quest to live in the now, it's also vital to build meaningful connections with others. Stoicism teaches that we are social beings, meant to live in harmony with one another. By being fully present in our interactions, really listening when someone speaks, making eye contact, and showing genuine interest, we not only enhance our relationships, but also deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This presence fosters empathy and compassion, qualities that can transform not only your personal life, but also your professional and social environments. Think about a time when you felt truly heard by someone. How did that make you feel? Now, imagine the impact you could have if you gave that same gift of presence to others regularly. Could you become a better leader, a more supportive friend, or a more loving partner by simply being more present? As we navigate our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, always rushing to the next thing, the next task, the next goal. But what if we paused more often? What if we took the time to breathe, to reflect, and to appreciate the moment we are in right now? Living in the now, the Stoic way, is not about abandoning ambition or denying the reality of life's challenges. It's about finding balance, recognizing that while we plan and work toward our goals, the only true reality is the present moment. As the Stoics teach, this moment is where life unfolds, where decisions are made, and where we have the power to create change. So, I ask you, are you ready to shift your focus to the now and start living a more fulfilling, purposeful life? What small steps can you take today to begin this transformative journey? Embracing the Stoic way of living in the now offers a path to a more balanced and meaningful life. By focusing on the present moment, letting go of what we cannot control, practicing mindfulness, accepting life's ebb and flow, and nurturing genuine connections, we create a space for true growth and happiness. Remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. By grounding ourselves in the present, we not only see the beauty around us more clearly, but also realize the immense power within us to shape our reality. The choice is yours. Will you continue to live in the past or future, or will you embrace the now and unlock your full potential? The journey to transformation begins with a single step, taken in the present moment. Thank you so much for joining us in today's video on how to manifest what you are truly focused on using Stoic principles. I'd love to hear your thoughts. How has focusing on your core values and intentions helped you shape your reality? Have you experienced any shifts in your life by applying Stoic teachings? If you're unsure what to comment, you might share an example of how focusing on something meaningful has impacted your life or a challenge you've faced in maintaining this focus. Looking forward to your insights and experiences. 4. Inner dialogue. Stoic techniques to manifest your true self. Have you ever paused to consider the power of your inner dialogue, the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind every day? This silent conversation shapes your perception of reality, influences your decisions, and ultimately determines the course of your life. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply and developed techniques to master this inner dialogue, allowing them to manifest their true selves with clarity and purpose. Now, we'll explore these Stoic techniques and how they can help you transform your inner world to better align with your goals and aspirations. As Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Let's learn how to use the power of our minds to shape our reality more constructively. To begin understanding how Stoicism can help you master your inner dialogue, it's essential to recognize that your thoughts are not just passive reflections of the world around you. They are active participants in creating your reality. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, subtly but profoundly shapes how you perceive yourself and your circumstances. The Stoics believed that our inner dialogue could either be our greatest ally or our worst enemy, depending on how well we control it. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement is a powerful reminder that while we cannot control what happens around us, we have complete control over how we interpret and respond to those events. This control begins with mastering our inner dialogue, which serves as the foundation for all our perceptions and actions. One of the most effective Stoic techniques for mastering inner dialogue is the practice of cognitive reframing. This involves consciously examining your thoughts and questioning their validity. Are they rooted in reality, or are they distortions based on fear, insecurity, or past experiences? The Stoics encourage us to challenge negative or irrational thoughts by asking ourselves, is this thought useful? Is it helping me become the person I want to be? For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough to get that promotion," pause and ask if this thought is genuinely reflective of your abilities, or merely a manifestation of self-doubt. Instead, reframe your inner dialogue to focus on your strengths and what you can control. I have the skills and experience to contribute value, and I will prepare thoroughly to present my best self. This shift in mindset transforms your inner dialogue from a source of self-sabotage to a tool for empowerment and growth. How often do you allow negative self-talk to dictate your actions? And how might your life change if you began to question and reframe those thoughts more consistently? Another key Stoic technique for managing inner dialogue is the practice of detachment, or what is often called the view from above. This involves mentally stepping back from a situation to see it from a broader perspective, much like viewing a landscape from a high vantage point. By doing this, you can detach yourself from immediate emotional reactions and gain clarity on what truly matters. Picture a moment of frustration at work. Perhaps a colleague criticized your presentation, and you feel defensive or hurt. Instead of getting caught up in these emotions, the Stoic approach would be to step back and ask, in the grand scheme of things, how significant is this? Will it matter in a month, a year, or even a decade? This broader perspective helps diminish the intensity of your immediate emotional response and allows you to approach the situation with greater calm and reason. Applying this practice to daily life can reduce stress and improve decision-making, helping you stay aligned with your true self and long-term goals. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of daily reflection as a way to refine and control one's inner dialogue. This practice involves setting aside time each day, often in the morning or evening, to review your thoughts and actions. Marcus Aurelius himself would spend his mornings reflecting on the day ahead, considering what challenges he might face and how he could respond with virtue and wisdom. At the end of the day, he would review his actions, asking himself if he lived in accordance with his principles. You too can adopt this practice by asking yourself a few simple questions at the end of each day. What did I do well today? Where did I let negative thoughts or emotions control my actions? How can I improve tomorrow? This regular self-examination not only strengthens your control over your inner dialogue, but also fosters a deeper understanding of your values and priorities, guiding you toward becoming the best version of yourself. Another Stoic practice relevant to mastering inner dialogue is the concept of focusing on what is within your control and accepting what is not. This principle, often referred to as the dichotomy of control, teaches us to direct our energy and thoughts toward areas where we can make a difference, while letting go of worries about things beyond our control. Consider the stress you might feel about economic downturns, political instability, or other global events. While these are valid concerns, the Stoic approach would be to acknowledge these worries but focus your inner dialogue on actions you can take, such as budgeting wisely, voting in elections, or contributing to causes you care about. By redirecting your inner dialogue in this way, you channel your energy more productively, reducing anxiety and cultivating a sense of empowerment and agency in your life. How often do you find yourself worrying about things beyond your control? And what if instead, you focused on what you can do here and now to improve your circumstances? Lastly, the Stoics taught the importance of using positive affirmations to guide inner dialogue and reinforce one's values. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, advised his students to repeat affirmations that reflected their highest virtues and aspirations. He believed that by affirming positive truths about ourselves, such as I am capable of handling whatever comes my way, or I choose to respond with kindness and patience, we strengthen these qualities within ourselves. This practice is akin to modern techniques used in cognitive behavioral therapy, where patients are encouraged to replace negative self-defeating thoughts with more constructive, empowering ones. Incorporating positive affirmations into your daily routine can help you stay focused on your goals and maintain a resilient mindset, especially during challenging times. Mastering your inner dialogue using Stoic techniques can profoundly impact your ability to manifest your true self. By practicing cognitive reframing, detachment, daily reflection, focusing on what you can control, and using positive affirmations, you can transform your inner world and align your thoughts more closely with your values and aspirations. Remember the words of Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Your thoughts are the seeds from which your reality grows. By cultivating a healthy, constructive inner dialogue, You plant the seeds for a life of purpose, fulfillment, and true self-expression. So, I challenge you to take a moment right now and reflect. What does your inner dialogue sound like today? Is it helping you become the person you want to be, or is it holding you back? The power to change it lies within you, and with that change, you can begin to shift your reality in a direction that truly reflects who you are and who you aspire to be. 5. Acceptance and flexibility. Stoic tools for a balanced life. Have you ever wondered how much peace and freedom you could gain if you simply accepted life as it is, rather than constantly fighting against it? The Stoic philosophy teaches us that acceptance and flexibility are key tools for living a balanced and fulfilled life. In a world where we often feel the need to control everything around us, the Stoics offer a different path, one that involves embracing what we cannot change and adapting to whatever comes our way. Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned Stoic philosopher, wisely noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound statement captures the essence of Stoicism. It's not the events themselves that define our lives, but our responses to them. Think about how often we get caught up in resisting reality, wishing things were different, lamenting over what could have been, or fearing what might be. This resistance, while human, often causes more suffering than the actual events we fear. But what if we approached life differently, with a mindset of acceptance and adaptability? What if, instead of wasting energy on what we can't control, we focused on how we can adjust and respond with wisdom and grace? The Stoics believed that true peace comes from understanding what is within our control and what is not. This distinction is crucial because it allows us to focus our energy on things we can influence while letting go of the rest. For example, you cannot control the actions of others, the outcomes of every situation, or the inevitable challenges that life throws your way. However, you can control your thoughts, your reactions, and your attitude. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea of focusing on what we can control is not about giving up or resigning to fate, but about channeling our efforts where they can truly make a difference. When you accept this reality, you free yourself from the constant frustration of trying to change the unchangeable and instead find a more balanced and centered way of living. Consider a modern-day scenario. You're stuck in a traffic jam running late for an important meeting. Your first reaction might be frustration or anger, emotions that can easily escalate into stress. But what if, instead, you accept the situation for what it is, beyond your control, and use the time to practice patience, listen to an insightful podcast, or simply breathe deeply and relax? By shifting your focus from the external event, the traffic, to your internal response, you maintain your peace of mind and turn a potentially stressful situation into an opportunity for growth. How many times have you allowed external circumstances to dictate your mood or your day? And how might your life improve if you could maintain a sense of calm and control, regardless of what happens around you? Flexibility is another vital Stoic tool that goes hand in hand with acceptance. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is essential for maintaining balance and well-being. The Stoics were well aware that rigidity in thinking and action can lead to frustration and disappointment when things inevitably don't go as planned. Instead, they advocated for a flexible mindset, one that remains open to change and ready to pivot when necessary. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "A wise man adapts himself to circumstances as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it." This metaphor of water, able to flow and change shape without losing its essence, perfectly illustrates the kind of flexibility the Stoics encourage. It's about remaining true to your values and principles while being open to new paths and possibilities that life may present. Let's apply this idea to another real-world example. Imagine you're at work, and your team has been working tirelessly on a project for months, but suddenly, due to market changes or management decisions, the project is canceled. The initial reaction might be one of disappointment, anger, or even a sense of loss. But what if, instead of dwelling on what cannot be changed, you choose to see this as an opportunity to learn, to pivot, and to explore new avenues that may not have been visible before? This flexible approach not only helps you maintain a positive outlook, but also opens doors to new opportunities and growth. How often do we cling to a single path only to feel lost when that path is blocked? And what if, instead, we embraced every twist and turn as a chance to learn and grow? Acceptance and flexibility also involve embracing uncertainty and being comfortable with not having all the answers. Life is full of unknowns, and trying to predict or control every outcome is a futile exercise that often leads to anxiety and stress. Instead, the Stoics teach us to be comfortable with ambiguity, to embrace the unknown with curiosity rather than fear. This doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. Rather, it's about being prepared to face whatever comes with a calm and steady mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This Stoic principle suggests that obstacles are not to be feared or avoided, but rather to be faced head-on and used as opportunities for growth and progress. How different would your life be if, instead of fearing the unknown, you welcomed it as a chance to learn more about yourself and the world? In practicing acceptance and flexibility, it's also important to remember the Stoic concept of amor fati, or the love of fate. This idea encourages us to embrace everything that happens to us, not with resignation, but with a positive mindset that sees every event as a necessary part of our journey. It's about trusting that every experience, whether joyful or challenging, has something to teach us and contributes to our growth. Imagine approaching every day with this mindset, where even setbacks are seen as stepping stones toward becoming a better, wiser person. How much more resilient and content might you feel if you embraced life's uncertainties with this attitude of acceptance and love? The Stoic tools of acceptance and flexibility offer a powerful framework for living a balanced and fulfilling life. By focusing on what we can control, embracing what we cannot, and remaining adaptable in the face of change, we cultivate a mindset that is both resilient and open to growth. Remember the words of Epictetus: "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This simple yet profound advice reminds us that true freedom and peace come not from controlling the world around us, but from mastering our inner responses to it. So, I ask you, are you ready to accept life as it is and adapt to its ever-changing nature? What steps can you take today to start practicing acceptance and flexibility in your daily life? The journey to a balanced life begins with this mindset shift, and with it, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and strength, fully manifesting your true self. 6. Building resilience. Stoic practices for personal growth. Picture transforming the way you face life's challenges not by avoiding them, but by using them as stepping stones for personal growth. This is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, building resilience through mindful practices that shape our responses to adversity. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This perspective encourages us to view challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to develop our inner strength and character. Think about how often you encounter difficulties, whether it's a professional setback, a personal loss, or even a minor inconvenience. Your natural reaction might be frustration or despair. But what if you could approach these situations with a mindset that sees them as chances to grow? By adopting Stoic practices, you can turn these trials into sources of strength and wisdom. One of the core Stoic practices for building resilience is the exercise of negative visualization. This technique involves regularly imagining the loss or change of the things we hold dear, such as our health, relationships, or possessions. The goal isn't to dwell on negativity, but to appreciate what we have and prepare ourselves mentally for potential losses. By contemplating the impermanence of these aspects of our lives, We cultivate a sense of gratitude and reduce the shock of losing them if they were to be taken away. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, suggested in his Meditations, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." This practice of expecting challenges helps us approach each day with a realistic mindset, preparing ourselves emotionally for difficulties rather than being caught off guard. How might your daily life change if you prepared for adversity in this way, rather than being surprised or overwhelmed when things go wrong? Another crucial Stoic practice for building resilience is the discipline of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of what is not. The Stoics taught that our power lies in how we respond to external events, not in the events themselves. This principle, often referred to as the dichotomy of control, encourages us to direct our efforts and emotions toward aspects of life we can influence, such as our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, while accepting and releasing our attachment to outcomes beyond our control. Epictetus, another influential Stoic philosopher, emphasized this approach by stating, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretations of those things. When you concentrate on managing your responses and behaviors, you build a foundation of inner resilience that remains steadfast, regardless of external circumstances." Think about a situation in your life where you felt helpless or stressed. How might focusing on what you could control, your own reactions and attitudes, have changed your experience and helped you cope better? The Stoic practice of self-examination and reflection also plays a vital role in building resilience. By regularly assessing our thoughts, actions, and responses, we gain insight into our strengths and weaknesses, allowing us to make adjustments and improvements. Marcus Aurelius was known for his practice of journaling, where he would reflect on his daily experiences, challenges, and personal growth. This habit of introspection helps identify patterns in our behavior, recognize areas for improvement, and reinforce our commitment to our values. Consider setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on your experiences and responses. Ask yourself, what challenges did I face today? How did I handle them? What can I learn from these experiences? This ongoing self-assessment cultivates greater self-awareness and resilience, helping you navigate future challenges with greater ease and understanding. Another powerful Stoic technique for building resilience is the cultivation of inner virtues such as courage, temperance, and wisdom. The Stoics believed that by developing these virtues, we strengthen our character and enhance our ability to handle adversity. For example, practicing courage doesn't mean the absence of fear, but rather the ability to act in spite of it. Similarly, temperance involves moderating our desires and impulses, while wisdom guides us to make thoughtful and balanced decisions. Seneca once remarked, "A good character, when tested by adversity, is revealed for what it truly is." By embodying these virtues, you build a solid foundation of inner strength that supports you during difficult times. Reflect on the virtues you aspire to cultivate in your own life, and consider how embodying them might help you become more resilient. What virtues do you need to develop further to strengthen your ability to handle challenges? The Stoic concept of amor fati, or the love of fate, is also integral to building resilience. This idea involves embracing everything that happens to us, both good and bad, with a mindset of acceptance and gratitude. Instead of resisting or lamenting over life's challenges, amor fati encourages us to welcome them as part of our journey. This perspective fosters a sense of inner peace and resilience as we learn to find value and meaning in every experience. As Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." By finding purpose and meaning in our struggles, we build a resilience that helps us endure and thrive regardless of the difficulties we face. How can you start embracing the challenges in your life with a mindset of acceptance and gratitude? What positive aspects might emerge from the difficulties you encounter? Building resilience through Stoic practices provides powerful tools for personal growth and navigating life's challenges. By employing techniques such as negative visualization, focusing on what is within our control, engaging in self-reflection, cultivating inner virtues, and embracing amor fati, we develop a robust inner strength that enhances our ability to cope with adversity. Remember the wisdom of Seneca: fire is the test of gold, adversity of strong men. By applying these Stoic principles, you transform adversity into an opportunity for growth and build a resilient mindset that supports you through life's trials. So, take a moment to reflect on the practices and principles that resonate with you and consider how you can integrate them into your life. What steps can you take today to start building your resilience and embracing challenges with strength and grace? Your journey towards greater resilience begins with these Stoic practices, and with them, you can manifest a life of profound growth and personal strength. If you've made it this far, you're clearly dedicated to transforming your reality. Drop a comment saying, "My focus shapes my reality," to show your commitment to this Stoic journey. Stay tuned as there's more wisdom and practical insights on the way. 7. Releasing the need for approval. Stoic steps to inner peace. Have you ever felt like your happiness hinges on other people's approval, or found yourself constantly seeking validation from those around you? This quest for external affirmation can be a heavy burden, one that distracts from finding true inner peace. Stoicism offers a profound solution to this dilemma, guiding us to release the need for approval and instead cultivate a sense of inner fulfillment that remains steady regardless of others' opinions. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective is crucial in shifting your focus from seeking external validation to nurturing internal strength and contentment. How often do you let others' opinions dictate your self-worth or influence your decisions? And how might your life change if you found validation from within, rather than relying on the approval of others? The Stoic approach to releasing the need for approval begins with understanding the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. The opinions and judgments of others fall firmly into the realm of things beyond our control. By accepting this reality, you free yourself from the anxiety and frustration that come from trying to manage others' perceptions. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Embracing this principle means focusing on controlling your own actions, thoughts, and responses, rather than being consumed by how others might view you. For instance, if you find yourself obsessing over whether your ideas or achievements will be recognized, remember that your value isn't determined by others' acknowledgement, but by your own standards and principles. How often do you catch yourself adjusting your behavior to win approval? And how could aligning more with your own values rather than seeking external validation empower you? Another key Stoic practice for releasing the need for approval is to cultivate self-awareness and self-acceptance. This involves developing a deep understanding of who you are, what you value, and what you want from life, independent of others' opinions. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, advised, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." By focusing on your intrinsic values and desires rather than on external measures of success, you can build a more stable sense of self-worth. This might mean setting personal goals based on what truly matters to you, rather than what you think will impress others. For example, instead of pursuing a career or lifestyle solely to gain societal approval, choose paths that align with your personal values and passions. How frequently do you align your goals with your personal values rather than external expectations? And what shifts might occur in your life if you prioritized self-acceptance over external validation? Stoicism also teaches us to embrace the concept of negative visualization, which involves imagining the loss of things or people we cherish. This practice helps us appreciate what we have and reduce our dependence on external validation. By recognizing the transient nature of life and the impermanence of external approval, we can cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and resilience. Marcus Aurelius recommended this practice in his writings, suggesting that by contemplating the loss of our possessions, relationships, or achievements, we can learn to value them more deeply without being attached to them. For instance, if you're worried about losing a particular status or recognition, reflecting on the idea that these are temporary and ultimately out of your control can help shift your focus back to what you can control, your own actions and responses. How often do you find yourself clinging to external validations, and how could embracing the impermanence of these things change your perspective? Moreover, developing inner strength through Stoic exercises such as daily reflection and journaling can support the process of releasing the need for approval. By regularly reviewing your actions, thoughts, and responses, you can align them more closely with your values and gain clarity on what truly matters to you. Epictetus encouraged this self-reflection with the advice, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Through journaling, you can assess your motivations, recognize patterns of seeking approval, and gradually shift your focus towards internal sources of validation. This practice also allows you to celebrate personal victories and progress based on your standards rather than external measures. How often do you engage in self-reflection to understand your motivations and values? And how might this practice help you shift from seeking approval to finding contentment within yourself? Finally, embracing the Stoic concept of amor fati, or the love of fate, can help you release the need for approval by accepting all aspects of your life, including the criticisms and judgments of others. This mindset encourages you to embrace every experience as a part of your journey, helping you find peace regardless of external opinions. Seneca beautifully expressed this idea, saying, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." By accepting that everything that happens, including how others view you, is part of a larger, meaningful process, you can focus on what you can control, your own actions and responses, and find peace in that acceptance. How would your life change if you embraced every experience, including the judgments of others, as an opportunity for growth and acceptance? Releasing the need for approval is a powerful step towards inner peace and personal fulfillment. By understanding what you can control, cultivating self-awareness, practicing negative visualization, engaging in regular self-reflection, and embracing acceptance of fate, you can shift your focus from external validation to internal strength and contentment. As Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By mastering your inner self and aligning your actions with your own values, you can find true peace and happiness independent of others' opinions. So I invite you to reflect on this. How much of your happiness relies on the approval of others? And how can you start finding validation within yourself? Embrace the Stoic path to inner peace, and you'll discover a profound sense of freedom and fulfillment that comes from living authentically and true to yourself. 8. Memento Mori, using mortality awareness to sharpen focus. Have you ever felt like life is slipping through your fingers, with days blending into each other without much thought? What if the awareness of our mortality could be the key to sharpening your focus and transforming your life? The Stoic concept of memento mori, or remembering that you will die, is not about morbid reflection, but about harnessing this awareness to live more intentionally. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca put it, "It is not that we are given a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This perspective urges us to recognize the finite nature of our lives and to use this realization to bring more purpose and clarity to our actions. How often do you let the days go by without truly appreciating their value? And how might your life change if you approached each day with a greater awareness of its preciousness? Understanding that our time on earth is limited can be a powerful motivator to focus on what truly matters. The ancient Romans had a practice of reflecting on their mortality to ensure they lived their lives to the fullest. By contemplating the impermanence of life, they were able to align their actions with their deepest values and priorities. In modern life, this might translate into prioritizing meaningful work, nurturing important relationships, and pursuing passions with renewed vigor. For instance, consider someone who has always wanted to start a business but keeps postponing it. By acknowledging that time is limited and that every day counts, this person might find the motivation to take concrete steps toward their dream, transforming aspirations into reality. How might embracing the concept of Memento Mori impact your own goals and ambitions? Additionally, the practice of Memento Mori can help us shift our focus from trivial concerns to what truly enriches our lives. In daily life, it's easy to get caught up in minor annoyances and stressors, but by regularly reminding ourselves of our mortality, we can gain perspective and prioritize what really matters. This could mean spending quality time with loved ones instead of worrying about work deadlines or pursuing personal interests that bring joy rather than merely checking off tasks. For example, if you find yourself obsessing over social media validation or minor setbacks, reflecting on the finite nature of your time might help you let go of these distractions and focus on more fulfilling pursuits. How often do you let insignificant issues overshadow what genuinely brings you joy? And how could a clearer sense of your own mortality help you focus on what truly enriches your life? Incorporating the concept of Memento Mori into your daily routine can also foster a deeper sense of urgency and commitment. Knowing that your time is limited can inspire you to take meaningful actions and make the most of every moment. This could involve setting clear goals, making more deliberate choices, and living with intention. For example, if you've been contemplating a major life change, such as relocating to a new city or pursuing a new career, acknowledging the fleeting nature of life might give you the push you need to make that change. By viewing your time as a precious and limited resource, you can cultivate a greater sense of purpose and direction in your life. How can you use the awareness of your mortality to propel yourself toward your most meaningful goals? Furthermore, Memento Mori can be a powerful tool for overcoming fear and hesitation. Often, we avoid taking risks or making bold decisions due to fear of failure or uncertainty. However, when we confront the reality of our mortality, we might find the courage to face these fears head-on and embrace opportunities with a renewed sense of resolve. Seneca also advised, "Death is the universal boundary of all things, and those who fear it are truly poor souls." By acknowledging that life is finite, you can shift your focus from fear of the unknown to embracing the potential of each moment. For instance, if you're hesitant to start a new project or take a leap of faith in your personal life, reflecting on the limited nature of your time might provide the courage to overcome your reservations. How might a deeper awareness of mortality help you push past your fears and embrace new opportunities? Ultimately, integrating the concept of Memento Mori into your life isn't about dwelling on death, but about using the awareness of its inevitability to live more fully and purposefully. By regularly reminding yourself of your mortality, you can gain a clearer perspective on what truly matters and make more intentional choices that align with your values and passions. This practice can lead to a more focused, fulfilling, and authentic life, where each moment is valued and utilized to its fullest potential. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius observed, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Embrace this mindset to sharpen your focus, enrich your life, and make the most of every precious moment you have. What are the key areas of your life where you could use a greater sense of urgency and focus? And how can the awareness of your mortality help guide your actions? In conclusion, Memento Mori serves as a powerful reminder of our limited time on Earth, urging us to live with greater purpose and clarity. By acknowledging the finite nature of life, you can align your actions with your deepest values, overcome trivial concerns, and approach each day with a renewed sense of urgency and commitment. As you reflect on your own mortality, use this awareness to make intentional choices that enrich your life and contribute to a meaningful legacy. As we've delved into today, the power to manifest the reality you desire truly rests on where you direct your focus and energy. By embracing Stoic principles, like those taught by Marcus Aurelius, we've seen how intentional thought, living in the present, and aligning with our core values can help shape a reality that mirrors our true selves. Whether it's through practicing gratitude, accepting the unchangeable, or releasing the need for external validation, staying mindful and purposeful is key. Remember, You will manifest what you are genuinely focused on, so choose wisely and concentrate on what matters most. If you found today's insights valuable, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel, Stoic in Your Life. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you stay updated with our latest content on shifting your reality with Stoicism. Thank you for watching, and keep striving for a purposeful and insightful life.